And it says, you don't deserve the violence you are subjected to for standing up against corporate interests. And this was published back in 2018, which is really interesting. Right, so let's have a look. Many trans people are passionate about equality, fairness, and making the world a better place. Transgender students, so therefore they are talking about young people, are significantly more likely to be involved in activism than their cisgender peers. And this is especially so for disabled trans people. So now they've pulled in disabled people. They pulled in Indigenous before. So they're wrapping them all into these four marginalised groups. So then it says they can lead them to join community groups, unions, or protests. Some are held back by fear of discrimination. Anyway, I'm going to keep going down because this gets a bit gnarly. What are my rights? Under the Human Rights Act and the New Zealand Bill of Rights, you have the legal right to your sex and gender being respected at all times, including by police, and including while protesting, being arrested or being held in custody. So these people want to be hardcore. This means police officers must use your correct pronouns and name, meaning that they've changed their name from a male name to a female. Once you have told them, you have the right to be searched only by an officer of your gender. If I was a woman police officer and a trans woman, which is a man, was stating that they wanted me to search them because they're a woman, you have to. They're forcing a woman police officer to frisk a male who's dressing up as a female. Are we okay with that? Is that where society's got to? No. If the person is being held because they've done something wrong, why should they get more rights than the very uncomfortable policewoman who might have to frisk that person? It's all backwards, isn't it? Mm. Will my rights be respected? The officers you encounter may not know about your rights. You can insist your rights. People need to go and have a look at this and remind themselves as they read through the horror of it that it was funded by you, whether you like it or not. So when it talks about will my rights be respected, then it says you can insist on your rights and ask that they bring a diversity liaison officer. So that's a work role. So somebody in the police has this role called diversity liaison officer. They've been trained to be sensitive to, and they even put it in inverted commas, diversity, and aware of human rights legislation. So this is where it gets concerning. So now I'm going to go and have a look at the New Zealand Police website and find out a little bit more about diversity liaison officers. So you can go to the police website, search up diversity, and you will find this page. Diversity liaison officers are located throughout New Zealand. Now, people are asking why we have rainbow police cars, why the police officers are at pride events celebrating and prancing around, why aren't they out there catching real criminals? This might be why. So they have a whole section of the police force for one reason or another, and I would like to do an investigation into how this got to happen.
Yeah, I bet there's an interesting history there.
So people please need to go and have a look. And the reason that I'm showing you this is you can see how much they're filtering people out now to these third-party organisations. So these are the kinds of charities that get funded through things like the Royal Foundation and Foundation North. So it's going round and around. And people who are looking at this, the Bennett Foundation, which used to be the AIDS Foundation, which Benjamin Doyle used to work for. So there we have it. Gender Minorities Aotearoa. So that's the organisation creating the resources that we just showed you. Mm-hmm. And a whole lot more inside out. That is the New Zealand Prostitutes Collective. So that's in there as well. So anyway, we're not going to go into a lot of detail there. I'm going to go down to resources and links. And you can see that there's a whole lot of resources to help this rainbow community, including a toolbox for rainbow children. Remembering this is on the police website. And what I want to show a couple of things. I'm going to go to sex and relationships. Let's have a look. And you can see that from the police website, you can go and have a look at an online course, Transgender Guide to Sex and Relationships, from the police website.
Wow.
Who would have thought? They have a document called a link to what are pronouns. And this is concerning because I connect with people like me in Australia, and Minus 18 is a terrible organisation, and the New Zealand Police website is linking to them.
What do they do?
They're similar, I believe, to Inside Out here.
Okay.
Yeah. So very pro-trans youth. Then they have keeping rainbow communities safe. Now, this is the police's own document on keeping the rainbow community safe. You see that? I don't know any other minority group in New Zealand that gets such a lot of attention, but this group certainly does, and the questions need to be asked as to why and how much money is. But here's the kicker. Anti-transgender extremism is on the police website. That is the document that we talked about the other day in the Benjamin Doyle situation. That's on the police website. So that's the document that says if you're questioning the trans movement, you're a fascist Nazi.
What?
And that's on the police website.
You're not allowed to question stuff now?
No.
Amazing.
It's dark, eh?
Yeah, it's really dark.
It's really dark. So
ironically, it's actually fascist.
It is. It's Marxist, and it's taking away the parents' rights from the children because it's wrapped it now not only into education but into society and into mental health, and the police. Couple of last things. I just want to bring up this guy.